Breaking the most potent GLP-1 coming to market more than Zepbound. Hi, beautiful friends. I'm Elizabeth, Countess of Shopping. I've been on GLP-1 medication, Mounjaro, Zepbound, and Tirzepatide compound the last 2.5 years, going from morbidly obese over 300 pounds, now being somebody who's physically active. This was from my workout a couple of weeks ago, like 2 weeks ago, to somebody who's really, really active now and have changed my life so much. And on today's episode, I want to deep dive into some breaking news over the last few days about the most potent GLP-1 coming to marketplace. I was actually stunned because if you've heard me talk about retatrutide or orforglipron or amylin or some of these other drugs that are coming to, they're being tested in clinical trials, this one surprised me. So what happened, and I'm going to cite all of my sources down in the description link below so you can fact check me. I do require and demand of myself to be factually accurate. But Novo Nordisk, the manufacturer of Wegovy, announced on Tuesday earlier this week that a new higher dose of weight loss medication, Wegovy, which is semaglutide, to the European Medicines Approval for Agency for a higher dose. The highest dose right now, to give context, so I've been on Zepbound, Mounjaro, and Tirzepatide compound, not at the same time. The combination of those is because of shortages, so not at the same time, at different times. That is the highest, Zepbound 15 milligrams is the highest brand name GLP-1 on the market right now. It's a Tirzepatide. Below that is Wegovy, a semaglutide, which is also Ozempic, and that has the highest dose of 2.4 milligrams for their dosing. If you compare semaglutide versus Zepbound, semaglutide versus Tirzepatide, Zepbound, Tirzepatide is going to win. It wins. It has higher results in terms of weight loss. If you go head to head in a ton of different trials, a ton of different data, Tirzepatide is like a better choice for more weight loss. What this is doing is amazing because Wegovy's highest dose is 2.4 milligrams. Novo Nordisk dropped the mic and just said on Tuesday, the new highest dose is going to be the company requested approval for 7.2 milligrams of the dose of semaglutide, which adds to its current range of obesity treatments. And so from this, they have the data to prove it. So in my brain, I'm like, oh my gosh, that's almost 3 times the dose that it is right now. Clutch your pearls, honey. I said step back, Jack. That's amazing. Almost to go from 2.4 milligrams to 7.2 milligrams. That's a large leap. And so they have the data, they meaning Novo Nordisk, to back up the weight changes in this to why there's a new top dog in town, honey. It's a submission supported by clinical trial data from Step Up and Step Up Type 2 T2D studies. It assessed the effectiveness and then the safety, because that's the biggest thing, right? When we go from a leap like that, that's a big leap, the safety component for patients. And for semaglutide, 7.2 milligrams in adults with obesity, and then with obesity and type 2 diabetes. So we've had both in this Step Up and the Step Up T2D studies. In the trial, patients receiving the Wegovy dose experienced on average of 21% weight loss. And you may say, Countess of Shopping, what's the highest weight loss on Zepbound? It's 20.9% for 15 milligrams, which is the highest on Zepbound. So 21%, we're rocking in the same ballpark. It's 0.1% difference, basically. However, this is where I get so excited. I'm like, oh, my EU friends or European Union friends, 1/3 of the participants lost 25% or more of their body weight compared to those on placebo. 25% or more. I just said Zepbound, which is the highest brand name, Zepbound 15 milligrams, highest brand name GLP-1 on the market right now, is 20.9%. Wegovy 7.2 milligram dose, that is now this new higher dose. It used to be 2.4, now 7.2. It's in approval. It needs to be approved. It's not on marketplace yet. Needs to be approved. Is 25% or more of their body weight compared to those on placebo. 25%. Y'all, this is huge. It also, the data shows that it has a safety profile that was well tolerated, similar to that of 2.4 milligrams, because that was my immediate next question. Let's talk side effects. That similar to that of 2.4 milligrams dose, consistent in previous trials conducted by Novo Nordisk. I'm going to keep going on this thread and pulling on this thread because it's fascinating, by the way. But how we go through and talk about with different doses, I just moved and hopefully I didn't move that too much. With different doses is a teeter-totter saw of where we are of side effects versus weight loss. And can people handle the side effects, which are diarrhea, constipation, nausea, and vomiting, versus having weight loss? And where do they fall within that? Some people have such hardcore side effects that it's not helping their weight loss. They can't titrate up because their body's not letting them have more weight loss. I wanted to show you guys one of the things, did I pull it over? Yeah, it's this one. One of the things I wanted to talk about with that is side effects of diarrhea, constipation, nausea, and vomiting is BIOptimizers probiotic breakthrough. Talking a lot about probiotics and how helpful and beneficial they are. Now, obviously, before taking any supplements, talk to your own healthcare provider, but I am obsessed with BIOptimizers. This is their probiotic breakthrough. It's the last day of the sale today for Amazon Prime Day deals. I will link it down in the description link below. Their probiotics is a 2-in-1 formula. So if you're thinking about getting on probiotics to help with maybe constipation or some of the other side effects, it supports healthy digestion. It helps promote balanced gut flora, but it does not have to be refrigerated, which is one of the amazing benefits of BIOptimizers probiotic formula. It enhances that gut lining as well, improves regularity. So if you're having poop challenges, this is definitely something to check out as well. Reduces bloating and helps support that gut-brain connection. It has 5-BCFU plus on there. It's the most advanced gut health solution because it has in there over 10,000 lab and quality tests to go with it too. And that was something that was really big for me. I'm like, honey, we want to be testing all of that as well. It's got in there that prebiotic fiber to feed good bacteria to help improve digestion and boost immunity. So as we're talking about different side effects, I highly recommend run to the link down in my description link below for the last day of Amazon Prime Day savings. This is on Prime Day sale. And if you have not taken advantage, side note, bestie, of their magnesium breakthrough, I ended up getting 5 bottles. It's a table pounder, what my dad calls a table pounder deal for Prime Day. I stocked up. I would encourage you, if you're already taking their magnesium breakthrough with the 7 types of magnesium, that for me is huge, 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 huge. That is down in the description link below. Please use my link because it'll take you directly to the sale prices on there too. And that sale is ending very soon. So if you check this out later on tomorrow, not on Friday, you're gonna miss the deals. So I wanna encourage you, if you haven't stocked up, to perhaps do that. So what we're going to do is, in terms of this next piece of the study, is 25% more of weight loss. It's in the EU. And so what my question was, okay, so this needs to go through approval. When will the 7.2 be approved? It's markers of significant milestones of a broad portfolio for Novo Nordisk to help continue to push this. What this also does is it's opening up that this higher dose, that there can be higher doses. For example, Zepbound. My question when I immediately saw this, I was like, how quickly is Zepbound going to put out a higher dose than 15 milligrams? Will that happen? In terms of their studies and things like that, to figure out, is it too much for people to tolerate with that as well? So experts estimate that Wegovy 7.2 milligrams will likely receive the European Medicines Agency approval, it's the EMU, in late 2025 or early 2026, leveraging an accelerated assessment pathway. However, widespread market availability and patient access across the European Union will extend into late 2026 throughout 2027, 2028 due to highly fragmented and time-consuming national pricing and reimbursement processes, particularly in Germany. So for our German friends who are watching, and could occur potentially earlier in mid-2026, even before full reimbursement. So going through all of this, that's so exciting. Potentially in late 2025. That sounds like that's we'll see if that gets pushed that way. So late 2025, early 2026, we'll see how, like in the next 6 months, we could be looking at. Y'all, that's a game changer, particularly if you were like me. I am on the highest dose. There's nowhere else for me to go. I'm about 15, 20 pounds away from my goal weight, like for a healthy BMI, although BMI is completely flawed. We know that. But going through and knowing that there's a higher option. It's in the EU though, so for our US friends, that is not here in the United States. That's not with our FDA, that's our Federal Drug Administration. We don't have this yet. We don't have this yet, but it could be laying the pathway for that. Why do we think that that's not in the US? I know I have my guesses. I would like to hear in the comments your guesses, because I know you guys are brilliant. Particularly if you've made it this far in the video, you guys are my besties and you have amazing critical thinking skills. And so I love hearing your thoughts too. I have my own, I'm not gonna say them because I wanna be like, I have my own, but I'm very curious what your thoughts are on this. The biggest part of this too, it was crucial in the testing that they did in that step up trial. I love the name, by the way, Step Up. Step up, queen or king. Crucially, the safety profile observed in the 7.2 milligram dose was consistent with that of the existing 2.4 milligram dose of prior semaglutide studies. The gastrointestinal events being most commonly reported as adverse effects, these were mild to moderate, intended to decrease over frequency over the course of treatment. So as you're watching this and you're on Wegovy, or even for our Zepbound brothers and sisters too, or if you're on compound Tirzepatide, or like a GLP-1 and GIP is Zepbound, or just GLP-1 is, I said it wrong, GLP-1 and GIP, that's Zepbound Tirzepatide. GLP-1 is Wegovy, semaglutide. So with these, hearing that it's safe to go to that high dose, that also, my mind blew when I saw that. That is the most important piece out of this whole information for me, because I need to go to a higher dose of Zepbound 15 milligrams. And I don't want to go through all the things with that. There's in the back end, I haven't really discussed that too much. Yeah, I haven't discussed that too much, but I'm on the highest dose. And anyways, taking a right turn. I don't want to talk about that just yet. With having these higher dose, that people can withstand having higher doses, and it decreases with the frequency of treatment, right? Which many people ask, by the way. This hopefully answers one of the questions too that many people ask is, do you think that Zepbound's no longer working, or Wegovy's no longer working? It's not that it's no longer working. Our body gets acclimated to it. And that's not the right scientific word. I'm not scientific at all. Like, I'm not a doctor, a healthcare provider. Always talk to your own healthcare provider. None of this is medical advice. But so my body's gotten very acclimated to it, and I need a higher dose. I want a higher dose. I absolutely, like, it would be a game changer for me to get to the right dose, because my body can withstand. I'm not having I do have side effects. When I do have side effects, typically day 2 and day 3 still. And it's typically because of food choices I have done to make that. If I don't make those food choices, then I typically don't really. Because I also have infrastructure set in place and safety net set in place to help protect myself against some of those too. Because some of them are self-induced. They are, and they are. And some of them are not. And some of them also are definitely not. It's just the way one's body reacts. And our bodies are different, because obesity is a wide spectrum and a wide hoop. There's going to be different reactions and different functions with that as well. So the fact that there's this high dose gets me so, I'm even more excited about this than I am about retatrutide, orforglipron, amylin. What was the other one I just talked about? There's a fourth, there's a ton coming through the pipeline right now in clinical trials. The fact that this one is the highest dose at 7.2 milligrams versus 2.4 milligrams and is not having those, because I just assumed, I'm like, oh my gosh, people are going to poop their pants. They're going to poop their pants dramatically. And the fact that they're saying in there that it was basically the same, like it's consistent that of, the safety profile observed with 7.2 milligram dose was consistent with that of existing 2.4 milligram dose and prior semaglutide studies. That's huge. Like, that is the biggest takeaway for me, because that helps keep in line, because Tirzepatide and semaglutide are different. They're different. However, it's interesting to me to draw that parallel for Zepbound of, oh, will they be increasing theirs too? It's also interesting that this is in the EU, the European Union, and not the US. So it does give, though, for folks who are on compounds like GLP-1, GIP, and just GLP-1, it's interesting to hear about these dosing things. This is all exciting news. Like, I'm more excited. Like I said, I'm like foaming at the mouth for retatrutide, Calorie, Sema. That's what the other one. Calorie, Sema, orforglipron, amylin, some of the other ones. Like, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. And so to hear this makes me super, super happy about because that's been one of my biggest questions is the reason they haven't rolled out these higher doses, because people are having, they're just pooping out their bottoms. Not to be crass, I'm totally being crass. Sorry, forgive me. Forgive me for being totally crass. But one of the things I like to talk about too is having solutions in place to help with these things. But I am so pumped. One of the other things, totally taking a right turn, that I wanted to share, and I don't think I'm going to do a separate video on it, but it was on Wegovy's. It was just released. Wegovy leads in U.S. pharmaceutical TV ad spend for $40 million in ad spend on June. I said $40 million in ad spend in June. It's aggressive, apparently very aggressive. Approximately, so according to the US TV advertising analysis firm iSpot.tv, Novo Nordisk spent $40 million, which was 54.6 billion won on a single ad in June. It's a 65.9% increase from the 24.1 million spent in TV advertising in May. So if you've been seeing a ton of commercials, you're not going nuts. It's true, they're paying a lot more money. It's similar to the level in March that also ranked the first advertising expenditure in 40.4 million. I am fascinated by this, by the way, that they're doing advertising Wegovy from a marketing. You guys know I own a video marketing agency. I have a degree in marketing from James Madison University. I love I love business and I love marketing. So the fact that they're doing all this advertising, they meaning Wegovy, Novo Nordisk, the company, advertising spend on TV, not on social media, not on some of these, it's on TV. I find that interesting, don't y'all? If you have any insight as to why it's TV, that tells me that it's the demographic in which they're trying to target for these TV ads. But Wegovy ad targeted basketball games, which are popular among Americans. The program aired in Wegovy was the most, the program that aired Wegovy ad the most was the National Basketball Association, the NBA Finals, which, isn't that mainly men watching, not women? I know women, I'm not like, but for NBA, I mean, of course, women are fans too. Hello, I played basketball. Like, hello, my almost 6 feet tall self, 5'10" and a half to be factually accurate. My tall self played basketball. So like, but I find that interesting that that seems to be more of a men demographic. And the data tells us right now that it's mainly women who are taking GLP-1. We've got our counts out there. We've got a ton of them. And I know there's many, many men watching this program right now. So there's a ton of men. And they're here, by the way, at the Countess of Shopping community. We've got a ton of men in our community. They're silent lurkers usually. So I always love when they speak up and say, hi, Countess, I'm a man and I'm here. Hi, friend. But I find it interesting that this is where the money's going in terms of marketing for the next generation, in terms of information. Zepbound and Eli Lilly, which is competing with Wegovy, ranked 7th. Eli's also increased their expenditure on Zepbound TV advertising by $1 million from the previous month, spending $15 million, which was 20.5 billion won. So I found that, I wasn't going to do a separate video on that, but I found that fascinating. I may, but I don't think so. I just found that very, very fascinating, the marketing behind GLP-1 medications. From a business standpoint, I love that. I love that. Let's talk about today what we're going to do today to move us closer to our goals. If you have not today, Friday, July 11th, when I'm putting this video out, you may be watching this in 6 months, in my free encouragement group, countessofshopping.com/group, we have our workout challenge from today until, and it's free. You can join at any time. I'm so excited about it. I'm so excited. From today, July 11th through, I think it's either July 15th or the 16th. No, it's the 15th because it's 5 days. We have a challenge going, a workout challenge. I am so pumped. I've already started walking. I need to get my steps in. How many steps do I have in today as I'm filming this? I only have 4,000 steps in. My goal for the challenge is to do 5 days of 10,000 steps. And my other goal is to lift 4 out of those 5 days, like to do some sort of weight training component with it. So, don't you know you're fired up? I'm fired up. I am pumped, man. I'm like, in the group, it has, when you go into the free encouragement group, people are going to be like, where is it? You log in either on the website or the app. So go to countessofshopping.com/group. You can get the Circles app, or you can just log in on the website, whichever works easiestly for you. I'm talking fast. I had a coffee today. I can tell. I'm like, oh, she's talking fast. She caffeinated. On the left side of the page, it says like from the Countess, discussion, shopping, challenges. It's under challenges. So click the challenges. And there's recipes. Like it's under recipes, I believe. And so the challenge, it started, it's to encourage and to motivate. Let's move a little bit more, honey. Let's get it going. Now that Prime Day is like ending today, last call for Prime Day. I want to make sure if you have not gotten the probiotic breakthrough and you've been thinking about probiotics, highly recommend theirs, particularly with the price savings. Highly recommend. And for me, my supplements that I take every day, non-negotiable, BIOptimizers, magnesium breakthrough, and I have for, is it around 2-ish years? If not 2 years, it's around that ballpark. A long time. Makes a big difference. So I stocked up. I got 5 months worth, 5 bottles. I'm gonna save some money, honey. I'm gonna save that money. My beautiful friends, and use the link down below for the Amazon links. My beautiful friends, and the deals will end very soon with that. And I have other deals too if you want to see my other Prime Day list. That's also down there as well. As always, you don't have to buy anything. But if you choose to help support this program, there is an affiliate link where I make a very small percentage off your purchase at no cost to you. If you just want to take advantage of all my free resources, you can also happily do that as well. So my beautiful friends, I love you guys so super much. Our emoji of the day today is going to be a 4-leaf clover because I'm feeling lucky. We got the luck of the Irish today with hearing about that European Union of the highest dose with Zepbound, 7.2 milligrams. Like, that's so exciting. I'm so pumped. It's not luck, but you know what I mean. So 4-leaf clover, I do emojis of the day. It tells me you made it this far in the video. It helps me to get to know you better because I truly do care. That's why I do a daily show. I love our community. And also, I'll pray over you. If you don't believe in prayer, I'll uplift you in positive thought, as all are welcome in the Countess of Shopping table. And it's a way to help uplift because we need that positivity these days. My beautiful friends, be kind to yourself, be kind to others. I'm Countess of Shopping. Count my blessings because life is delicious. I love y'all. I'll see you tomorrow.